First at 4, breaking news from Macomb County. We have a new twist in a criminal case facing former prosecutor Eric Smith. Home invasion suspect in court. Police describe a scary moment for rap superstar Eminem as the judge hears evidence in the case. And buckle up, Michigan. The presidential battle is playing out right in our backyard this week. Today, the message Joe Biden is bringing to voters. Good afternoon, Ben.
Hey, Karen, good afternoon. Clouds and cool temperatures with us. We can see where the heat is, but will it get back up here before the weekend? We'll check it out for you right now. First at 4.
Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Good afternoon. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, he was the top prosecutor in Macomb County. Now he'll likely spend time behind bars. Federal prosecutors just announced felony charges against former Macomb County prosecutor Eric Smith. Smith is expected to plead guilty to 1 count of obstruction of justice. This is in connection with a wire fraud and cover-up scheme that dates back to 2012. The feds say Smith tried to get at least 2 assistant prosecutors to lie to a federal grand jury and the FBI. Prosecutors estimate Smith will spend between 15 and 21 months in prison, but a judge has the final say. We're going to dig deeper into those federal charges as our coverage continues when you join us at 5. We are getting our first look at the inmate accused of killing a Wayne County corporal inside the county jail. 28-year-old Deandre Williams is facing several charges, including first-degree murder. Prosecutors say Williams somehow kept his cell door opened and attacked 50-year-old Corporal Bryant Searcy 1 week ago. Corporal Searcy died from his injuries in that attack that we're told lasted 20 to 30 minutes. Williams is due back in court later this month. Clinton Township police officer takes the stand describing what happened when a home invasion suspect allegedly targeted the home of rapper Eminem. Matthew Hughes is charged with home invasion and malicious destruction of a building. Prosecutors say Hughes threw a brick paver through a back window to get into Eminem's home back in April. Eminem, whose real name is Marshall Mathers, was not in court today, but officers described what happened when the rapper encountered the suspect.
He was at his residence, he was sleeping, he was awoken to a male standing behind him. He thought it was, his nephew. When Mr. Mathers asked him why he was there, he was told by Mr. Hughes that he was there to kill him.
Today, the judge found there is enough evidence to move forward with the trial. Hughes is due back in court later this month. It's a day gym owners have been waiting to arrive for months. Gyms across the state have reopened, but under strict COVID guidelines. Now, last week, Governor Whitmer signed an executive order allowing gyms and indoor pools to reopen. Gyms can only operate at 25% capacity, and masks must be worn at all times. The order also mandates record keeping of who comes in for contact tracing purposes. The state's gyms reopen as the daily number of new COVID cases continues to go up and down. We did just learn the state has reported 783 cases in the past 24 hours. That's about 300 more than we reported yesterday. We're also told the state has lost another 13 people to the virus. Michigan Supreme Court heard arguments over the 1945 emergency law that Governor Whitmer is using to issue orders connected to the pandemic. We'll let you know when the court makes a ruling. A setback for one possible COVID vaccine has been making news in the past 24 hours. AstraZeneca decided to pause its vaccine trial after a participant in the UK developed a spinal cord injury. Now, this is a standard review process, and that injury may or may not be connected to the vaccine trial. The development came up during a Senate hearing today. Coming up at 5, Dr. Frank McGeorge will join us with more on today's testimony and the steps being taken to ensure that any vaccine is proven safe and effective before it's approved. Our taste of fall continuing. Temperatures should start inching up a little bit. Let's bring in meteorologist Ben Bailey for our first forecast. Hi, Ben.
Hey, Karen. Yeah, it makes you want to go to the cider mill with weather like this, but didn't need the shades today. Kept the clouds around. On Storm Tracker 4, there's really not a whole lot to look at until you get up there north of Grand Rapids. A couple sprinkles showing up. That's where most of the moisture is going to remain. still a chance that we could see a little bit of drizzle hanging around. But man, that summer heat is not far off to the south. Mid-80s there across central Indiana and Ohio, but it seems like a world away from us. We're at 68 in Detroit, and it looks like we're going to stay on the cooler side of normal going forward. So for the rest of tonight, we'll keep the clouds around. Temperatures sliding into the low 60s. Everybody goes to the 50s tonight, but how much of that heat that you saw to the south returns for the weekend? We'll check that out for you in just a few minutes. Karen?
All right. Michigan taking center stage in the 2020 race for president. Democrat Joe Biden just wrapped up a stopover in Warren. Tomorrow, President Trump heads to mid-Michigan. Kimberly Gill in the newsroom with more on Biden's stop, his first in Michigan since he accepted the Democratic nomination. Good afternoon, Kim.
Hi, Karen. Good afternoon. Biden talked about the coronavirus and his Build Back Better agenda in a parking lot outside the UAW Region 1 headquarters in Warren. Biden began by criticizing the president's coronavirus response, calling it, quote, a life and death betrayal. He talked about his own involvement in the auto bailout and stressed the importance of investing in electric cars. He promised to swap out government vehicles in Washington with electric ones. Biden then unveiled a new plan to create manufacturing jobs as he stood in front of a Buy American sign. The plan would give a tax credit to companies who invest in American workers and impose penalties on companies that avoid U.S. taxes by offshoring jobs.
I'm not looking to punish American business, but there's a better way. Make it in Michigan, make it in America, invest in our communities and the workers in places like Warren. That's what this is about.
In response to Biden's visit, the Trump campaign criticized the Obama administration's participation in the NAFTA deal. They said, quote, thankfully, President Trump is putting America first with new trade deals like the USMCA that will bring back jobs. UAW President Rory Gamble was going to greet Biden, but is quarantining because a family member showed symptoms of coronavirus. Gamble is getting tested for the virus. Rod Maloney will have much more on Biden's visit in a live report coming up on the news at 5. Until then, Karen, we'll send it back to you.
All right. Thank you, Kim.
Sure.
And as we did mention, Michigan does continue to be in the spotlight this week with a visit from President Trump tomorrow. Now, he'll be holding an event near Saginaw. That's tomorrow night with an address at 7 p.m. We'll have you covered here on Local 4 and click on Detroit.com. It is the passing of the baton at Detroit's historic Michigan Opera Theater. As Paula Tutman shows us, fans are welcoming a new artistic director. He's a big name with a big reputation.
For most, opera looks like this. But in Detroit, it will look like this. In the house that Dr. David DiChiara built, there has always been grandeur and risk. Just building the Opera House and the Michigan Opera Theater Company was a risk, but it paid off for Detroit. His passing is a wound that may never heal for everyone who loves and respects music, theater, and arts. But today, a big step in soothing that hurt with the announcement of a new, young, vibrant, and ridiculously creative artistic director, Yuval Sharon. An international presence in theater, known as a visionary and a rock star in opera and theater circles, now calls Detroit, and specifically Detroit Opera House, home.
I would love the MOT audience to grow not just with the people who love Leontine Price and Pavarotti, but who also love Aretha Franklin and Derek May.
For his first musical feat of magic in October, he brings a new opera to the Opera House. Sort of.
For me, it felt really important that we didn't create a piece that felt like it was like an apology in some way, you know, that it wasn't going to be something that's like, we're so sorry we can't do anything significant or meaningful, you know, like, but we'll eke out something and then we'll just be grateful for that.
In October, Twilight Gods, an abbreviated Wagner classic, becomes a 60-minute rotating performance, drive-through style.
8 cars will gather together at the base level of the garage. They'll see one scene and they're going to drive up to the next scene. And while they do that, another 8 cars are going to pull in and they're going to see that same scene, you know, and then those groups go up a level, go up a level. And so it's like a rotating group.
Part of his task to not only delight the current opera supporter, but to bring new faces to the arena. Surprising to know the man who holds the very future of Detroit's opera in his hands wasn't always an opera fan himself.
I didn't like opera when I was younger. My dad kept taking me. And it had to grow. It had to grow on me.
And so it will be through those goggles that Yuval Sharon will tempt and tease by inviting us all to his new house by way of the garage. Now, of course, we know that theater tickets, opera tickets in particular, can be rather pricey, but these aren't. $79 per carload, not per person, per carload. Now, in this production, there is call for a chariot, but rather than having a horse clippity-clopping up and down the parking lot, I guess you could say in true Detroit style, it'll be Brunhilde, Mustang Brunhilde, guess you better slow that Mustang down. End scene.
Oh,
Karen?
you are so dramatic. I just love it, Paula. And what a creative way to bring a solution. I really like what he said. He wasn't just going to kind of squeak out some kind of performance. He is going to make something very special.
Gotta see it. Gotta go.
Definitely. All right. Thank you, Paula. Appreciate it. Still ahead. Here first at 4. President Trump has been fighting a lawsuit connected to a claim of sexual assault. But the U.S. Department of Justice says it should be able to help fight that battle. Also, fire disasters out west. Won't believe how many fires are burning today and why Mother Nature is getting the blame for this one. Also, it looks like the COVID pandemic is playing a nasty trick on many children already. One big city announcing Halloween limitations. All those stories right after the break.
Making the right connections without leaving home. From networking to the interview, how to successfully land your next job virtually. Tomorrow at 6 a.m.
Paintball Wars.